It's really late where I am right now, and I was getting ready to go to bed, but I felt this wave of inspiration to come on and record this reading. Now, you guys know, if you've been following the channel for a little while, that I did a month of daily postings here on YouTube. So I posted a video every single day between July 15th and August 15th. And of course, today is the 16th and not typically a posting day for me, but I made the decision to keep the daily postings going because I have been reading through a lot of your comments, and I am reading so many comments from so many of you saying that you've really enjoyed this daily posting schedule and that the frequency of posting has been helping you or uplifting you in some kind of way. And I know that personally, I've really been enjoying doing these daily videos as well. So I will continue doing that indefinitely. I don't know exactly how long I'll be doing this for, or I may, of course, take a day off here or there. So I am not for sure about that yet, but I'm really challenging myself to stick with this daily schedule because I feel like there's something powerful about tuning in here every single day with all of you, and I really want to keep that going past the month mark. So thank you to all of you who have been tuning in, and of course, thank you to those of you who may be new here as well. Regardless of how long you've been tuned into the channel for, I am really appreciative of everyone here. And yeah, I don't really have anything specific coming up right away for this reading. So let's just have a little late night chat and see what wants to come through. I hope that something from this video resonates with you and brings you some kind of comfort or clarity at this time. So with that being said, I am going to start by shuffling the traditional tarot cards. And I also have my chakra stones out here, so we'll see if any messages connect with any specific chakra centers. So, whoa, right away I got the name Carol for someone. I guess a carol could also be a song. For some reason, I'm seeing a trash bag. So there might be something coming out here about cleaning up something, or I heard taking out the trash. So this might be in the sense of removing things from your life that have been cluttering your energy. Those are the words that are coming out here. I got the name Brad for someone. This also could just be letter initials B-R-A or D in someone's name. The name Dennis, which I'm also hearing could connect with some kind of a location. Okay, so I'm shuffling the cards here, and I just want to know what everyone tuned into this reading needs to know at this time. I got the letter initials J, O, and N. I'm hearing your generous spirit is felt, and something you gave is reverberating through the quantum realm. This could have been you giving your time, your energy, your advice, your presence. This also could just be the gift of your energy in a kind of general sense. I heard something about Iceland, or specifically, I also saw like an iceberg. So that could be related to someone. And everything that you've given is coming back to you multiplied. I'm getting the words era of abundance. Something about the color red is coming up here as well. So this is your era of abundance. Red sometimes connects with the root chakra, and the root chakra carries a very grounded, stabilized kind of energy. So what I'm picking up on here is so much that you've been giving to others is yes, reverberating through the quantum realm. I'm seeing dolphins in my mind's eye, which I know can symbolize abundance as well. And that reverberation is now somehow returning back to you multiplied, but it's manifesting itself in some kind of physical, material, like stabilized way. I see this being some kind of real-time physical, I'm hearing noticeable success or breakthrough or abundance showing up for you. And we have the star card here as well. I'm hearing merging the spiritual with the physical. So I'm getting that you've been on this spiritual journey for a very long time, and so much of your path, of your spiritual journey has been invisible in a sense. People haven't necessarily been able to grasp a hold of it or fully understand what you've been up to spiritually at their conscious level. I'm hearing you've been somewhat of an enigma, and the whole time you've been knowing deep within yourself that you've been involved in some very powerful spiritual work. I got the name Ruth for someone. I also got letter initials O, L, S, N, and E. The word Terra, which I know can also mean earth or maybe world. I think it's earth. So you've been on this spiritual journey that other people haven't been able to consciously grasp, but I'm getting that they are starting to see the fruits of your spiritual labor. They're starting to see physical results and outcomes in your life. I'm hearing you're wearing it on your energy now in such a solid way that even people who aren't necessarily inherently spiritual, I'm hearing they're noticing something different about you as a result of this spiritual journey you've been on that is now beginning to show physically. I'm hearing, I can't place it, but there's just something different about you, or there's something magical about you. Those are the kinds of comments I'm seeing, people actually almost like whispering to each other about you. Not to say it's secretive, because sometimes they may say it to your face as well. But I'm getting that there are people positively gossiping about you, positively speaking behind your back in a sense, like saying good things about you or defending your name even when you're not around, because I'm hearing that your generous spirit precedes you. Your name precedes you. I feel like something about you or your energy is becoming very well known or well recognized. Now, I have the card, the World, in the reverse position and the Devil card reversed. Okay, there's a very strange energy coming up here that wants to be addressed. And this is going to get a little bit complex, but what I'm picking up here is there is someone or something trying to stay in your life or to keep you stuck in some kind of loop by convincing you that you have unfinished business with them, or that the two of you need to find closure, or that they have something to offer you that will complete something that you need. But the thing is, you already are complete. You already are whole. But the pitfall here is that I get that you are someone who is very deeply introspective and self-analytical, and this is a beautiful quality. But this person or situation or group, whatever this is, they may be taking advantage of your ability or your willingness to introspect. What I mean is, I almost feel as though there's a person here saying, if you look at this situation or this connection or this opportunity more clearly, you'll see that you actually need me, or that you need me to complete some part of you or some project or some part of your life. Or I'm hearing that we'd be good together. This doesn't have to be romantic. This could be in a partnership. And the sense that I'm getting is, I'm hearing sometimes your intuition is right the first time. Of course, that's just a saying, because the truth is your true, pure intuition is correct all the time. It's sometimes, of course, difficult as humans for us to sort through when we're hearing that pure, clear intuition and when it's being filtered through our fears or our ego or what we desire to happen or what we're afraid of happening, those fear lenses, whatever this is. But when you really are tapped into your pure, clear intuition, it is correct every time. But what I mean when I say sometimes your intuition is right the first time, it's more like a cliche to say sometimes that first gut instinct you have about something is correct. Sometimes that is your intuition speaking to you. Now, of course, gut reactions can happen for so many different reasons because we are humans. So we can have gut reactions from a place of fear or because of situations we've been in our past that have shaped us, that cause those initial reactions. So I'm by no means saying that every single initial gut reaction is our intuition, but sometimes it really is. And I feel with this person or situation, you've had some kind of gut reaction with them. Maybe even when you first encountered them or met them, there was this gut reaction of not fully feeling secure in the situation or with this person, not fully feeling as though you could lean into them or trust them completely. And I feel that in this case, that gut reaction that you had to them initially was actually your intuition speaking to you. But this person is taking advantage of your willingness to introspect by trying to get you to run in circles mentally, I feel like they almost like chase you in a loop or send you in a loop somehow. Like they are literally the embodiment of someone throwing you for a loop, because I feel like I'm hearing every time you start to feel secure with them, they start to do or say something that makes you feel off again, and you can't quite place it. There's just something off about their energy or about the situation or something like that. Or again, this could just be, I'm getting the word distance. I feel like you chose to distance yourself from this person or this group or whatever this is just to get clear. Like, okay, I need to take some distance so I can really hear myself think. So I'm sure of how I'm feeling about you or feeling about this opportunity. But this person is threatened by you taking space or taking time to get in your own energy. I'm hearing they want you to introspect, but through their lens or on their terms. This is so complex. It's like they want you to analyze, to even overanalyze the connection or the situation, not to just distance from it, but they want you to do it in a way that I'm hearing keeps them in the loop, where they're constantly engaging with you. For example, this may be someone who wants to constantly talk back and forth with you to talk through things, but you feel like you're just talking in circles. And then when you say, you know what, I just need some time to actually take a little space from this, they will feel threatened by that or maybe even react against that. And it's because subconsciously they recognize that if you take space, you will find that, to put it bluntly, that you're better off without them or without this situation, or that you really are whole and complete within yourself, that you don't really need them to complete something. This is giving me the energy of when you're going through school or college or university and you're doing some kind of a group project and you're the one doing all the work for the group, but then you have someone like last minute trying to kind of reinsert themselves so they don't get a bad grade on the project and trying to like make themselves seem essential to the project, even though you already did all the work. I don't know why that's coming to my mind. I know it's kind of a funny analogy, but I feel like that's kind of what's happening with this person. Like you've been the one to do the legwork spiritually, mentally, emotionally, maybe even when it comes to like a business or a personal project. But then I have the sense of this person coming in and like wanting to add their name to it, or maybe to like put their name beside yours in like some kind of contract, maybe like a marriage contract for some of you, or a relationship. If it's not romantic, this could be them wanting to go into business together or to get credit for some kind of work that you've done. And then to make you feel as though they were somehow or are somehow essential to the completion of the project, or to just you feeling whole within yourself. But that's not the case. But I almost feel like the message here is not to play these kinds of mind games, or I should say more accurately, not to allow yourself to be subjected to these kinds of mind games. Now, I don't know that they're necessarily doing this consciously. For some of them, I really feel this is deeply unconscious and coming from a very, very deep fear. This person is very afraid of you not needing them because they don't really see their value or their worth. So if you don't need anything specific out of them, if you don't necessarily need them to complete you or to reassure you or whatever the case is, that makes them feel somehow weak or exposed or threatened because they don't see their own value. They don't really consider themselves valuable, and they know that you don't need them on some level, but they want you, or they want to be part of whatever it is that you're doing. And they can't really reconcile those two things. They can't reconcile the fact that they want you, but they feel as though you don't need them to be complete. So what they're doing is trying to convince you that you do need them, but you've so outgrown that system of codependency that it's triggering to this person, even like seeing your growth, seeing that you don't need to be codependent on them. I know that it's like this whole reading, as we've been channeling into this person, I feel like we're kind of talking in circles, which isn't intentional, but it's happening because it's reflecting this person's energy and what they're trying to do to you. I'm hearing they're trying to get you talking in circles to keep you hooked on them emotionally in some way. Very interesting reading. Wow. Okay. So with the Devil card reversed, you freed yourself from this energy. And I actually feel a lot of apathy coming from you when it comes to this person. I don't really get the sense that you feel any kind of strong attachment to them anymore. If anything, the reason that at times you may still be engaging with them is because you are the kind of person that wants to be fair, that wants to introspect, that wants to find balance. But the thing is, you're in the Two of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, like you're trying to remain balanced within yourself, but also be fair towards others, find balance with others. But there's something about this person that is like refusing to meet you in that energy. They're refusing. I feel like you're offering them a kind of respect that their behavior isn't necessarily warranting, but you're still giving them that respect because that's just the kind of person that you are, because you are very respectful of others. But I feel like they are not giving you that same respect. I feel you're being very patient and respectful and gentle in the way that you treat this person, but they are consistently meeting you with impatience or with disrespect. And with the Ten of Wands, yeah, I feel like I'm hearing this actually may be affecting your energy or weighing on you more than you've allowed yourself to admit, because the feeling I'm getting here is you may be someone who's been so accustomed to carrying a lot of the weight in connections in your life. You may be the kind of person that is used to being the one to kind of hold the bag for others, but this is not your martyr era. I feel like you went through an era where you were sacrificed emotionally, physically, mentally, in a lot of ways. And you are now in this era of actually reclaiming your sovereignty and no longer really needing to prove anything to anyone through martyring yourself. You are learning that you actually can be a more effective uplifter by being an example of a higher alignment, of a higher energy, rather than carrying the weight of connections where you are the one doing all of the legwork, where you are the one left holding the bag or being the one giving everything to the other and not receiving equally. So I really feel with the Six of Cups that this is really connected, by the way, to the crown chakra. So the spiritual meaning of what's happening here, whether this is a romantic person in your life, a friend, a family member, or a workplace situation, whatever this is for you, I'm very strongly picking up that the reason this is coming up for you right now is because something about this person or situation connects with an emotional pattern from your childhood that you've already outgrown. But this is showing back up, I'm hearing, for a few reasons. One is quite simply to show you how far you've grown, because I feel that something about the way that this person is behaving or this situation is unfolding would have really triggered you in the past, in that past version of you. But I'm getting that now you're meeting it with this balanced demeanor, yes, with respect for the other person, with the ability to listen and to hear their side or to be open to understanding them. But I'm getting that you are being shown how powerful your healing work has been, because a trigger here that would have really affected you in the past is now being met by complete apathy. It doesn't seem to be affecting you at all. So it's almost like your spirit guides are stepping in here to say, wow, just take a look at how far you've come. Now, for some of you, if this is a person from your past or from your childhood, this situation is coming up to let you know, I'm hearing to affirm to you that the loop has officially been closed. Because I feel that with some person or situation, you had outgrown the pattern that once pulled you to them or connected you to them in a toxic way. You outgrew it, but you didn't fully know that you outgrew it or how much you outgrew it, because you may have thought, well, I wonder if that person or situation ever came back around, how I would react to it or how things would unfold. I'm hearing you grew and they didn't. So for some of you, this is a friend or a lover or someone from your past where it's not that you necessarily had unfinished business with them, but you did so much healing work on yourself. I'm hearing you grew so profoundly that sometimes it's a shock to you when you run into people from your past who haven't grown, who have stayed exactly the same in so many ways. And so yes, this is meant to be kind of a marker for you of just how far you've come personally, how much you've grown, and maybe even to help you identify specific patterns that you've moved beyond, lessons you've completed. I'm hearing graduation. I'm not sure why that word is coming up, but maybe this is like your soul is graduating to a new level. And so I see, like at a graduation, how you see a photo slideshow of all the memories. I feel, wow, okay, I feel like there's a message in that for someone. I feel like there have been people coming back at your soul's metaphoric graduation point to reminisce with you, like on a spiritual level, or to remind you how far you've come, or to kind of give you that nostalgic moment of reviewing some of the memories. Not because you're meant to go back into that level, like when at your high school graduation, they may show pictures from when you were in first grade and you may feel nostalgic, but it's not because you want to learn everything that you were learning in first grade again. You already know everything at that level, but because there's this deep pride of where you came from and how much you've accomplished and how much you've grown since then. And I feel that there has been this massive graduation of your soul taking place recently. For many of you, this has been going on for the last 6 months for some of you, even up to a few years ago until now, you've been in this phase where your soul has been graduating to a higher level. So people and things from your past have kind of been resurfacing for you, either in your consciousness, or maybe they've been actually reaching out to you or showing up in new people, but as like that same old pattern, not to pull you back into it, but to show you how you freed yourself, to show you, I'm hearing what you've done for yourself and your family's line, the generational curses you've broken, how much you've grown, how much you now have to offer the world because of how much you've grown is another thing I'm hearing here. And this next phase, by the way, the one you are moving into post-graduation, is where you get to open up and share. And for some of you, I know, just as a pause, a little aside here, I know you've already been sharing yourself in so many ways, but let me tell you, it gets even bigger, even more expansive, even more exciting than this, even more fulfilling. And I feel like you've known that on some level for a while now, that I'm hearing you've done so much, or you've grown or healed so much, but your soul deep down has been saying, wait a second, I know I'm just getting started. People around you may think that you're like kind of reaching some kind of pinnacle, or that you've done so much in a certain area or have come so far. But I feel like your soul is like, just wait, right? It's like secretly, maybe you've never spoken it out loud. Maybe this has just been between you and your dream board and your journal. But I feel like deep down, you've been telling the world internally, just wait, because it looks like I've come so far, but believe me when I say I'm just getting started. Yeah, because this graduation for your soul, it's a huge accomplishment, but it's also only the beginning. And many people and things have been coming up in your life to show you how far you've come, to kind of give you that moment of fully being able to close out certain chapters in your life, sometimes through nostalgia, sometimes through these moments of reconnection. That's not to say that those moments of reconnection won't open brand new doors, because I do see that with some of these things resurfacing for you, part of this is like a sifting and sorting process. Like, what of this are you taking with you post soul graduation, so to speak? I don't think I've ever described anything like that in a reading before as like a graduation, but that's really how it feels. That's really what's coming up here. So it's almost like part of this is, what are you going to leave behind and what are you going to carry into this next phase? I'm also hearing, what are you no longer available for? Because there are people that may have been resurfacing in your life recently, accustomed to that version of you that we were talking about, that 10 of Wands, the one who was willing to carry everything for the both of you. And you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing this quote from you or from someone listening internally. And the quote is, that version of me no longer exists in that form anymore. But if you want to get to know the new version of me and connect with me through the new version of me, I'm ready. Like, let's connect as the new version of me. I feel that you aren't available for people who are only wanting to connect with versions of you that you've already outgrown, which, a little bit of an aside, but that's also why the connections with the ones who really can follow us into every timeline, dimension, version of ourselves, those connections are so, so valuable. And I'm saying that here at the end because I know this is a little bit of a segue into a potential future reading, maybe even tomorrow's reading, we'll see. But I feel like we're going to be talking about someone, or maybe for some of you, it's multiple people who are able to follow you into every timeline, through every portal, into every dimension, into every version of yourself. So let me know in the comments if you want that future video. I'm going to leave this one here because it is getting really late, but I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday or whatever day it is where you are. I know that we're in different time zones at times. But I am sending you all huge amounts of love. Of course, if this connected, feel free to subscribe, join our beautiful community here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. I've been posting a lot more there lately. And you can check out my channeled songs. I am a songwriter and a singer, and I've been sharing channeled music through my artist name, Songs by Infinity, on pretty much every music platform, but the best place to follow my music is Spotify, so the link to that is under the video as well. And if you would like to use my subliminal meditations to deeply reprogram your subconscious mind and magnetize your energy for your desires, subliminals are my personal, absolute, most favorite tool for manifesting. I still use my own subliminals app for my own manifestation rituals every single day. I even often listen to it overnight while I'm sleeping, and I always wake up feeling so magnetic for my desires when I do that. So I'm so passionate about sharing these subliminals with all of you through my app, which is named Sound and Soulful. So you can find the app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, or you can download it directly using the link that I will leave in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, have a beautiful remainder of your day. I am sending you huge love, peace, and light energy, and I will connect with you here again in tomorrow's reading.